Are you struggling to plan for your trip to Tuscany? Well, today I'm going to be giving you 20 must-do things in Tuscany. There's so much to do, such as exploring the quaint medieval towns, learning about the history, such as exploring the Duomos, and eating your body weight in gelato. Make sure you stay watching till the end, where I have some bonus tips, including things that you definitely wouldn't expect to see in Tuscany. The first 4 on the list are in Pisa, and I must admit, before going, I got told that it's very touristy and not worth visiting, but I couldn't disagree more. And what else could be first on the list other than the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Now, this 900-year-old tower is the main attraction in the centre of Pisa, and if you're here, you obviously have to get the classic picture where you're holding it up or pushing it over. You can climb the tower, and I've read that the views from the top are unbelievable as they look across the city and the River Arno. It will cost you €18 to climb the tower, and make sure that you book your ticket in advance to avoid disappointment. Second on the list is Piazza di Miracoli, and this is home to one of the most beautiful cathedrals in Italy, the Duomo of Santa Maria Assunta, which is right next to the Leaning Tower. This is free to walk around, and whilst the surrounding areas here can get really busy, we actually didn't have to queue to get in, and we went on a Saturday. Next on the list is to make sure you have a walk down Borgo Stretto. Now, this is one of the oldest streets in Pisa, and it's home to many bakeries, shops, bars, restaurants. It runs on one end of the city, it goes over the bridge which crosses the Arno River and into the other side of the city. Number 4 involves that same bridge, and it's the Battle of the Bridge. Now, this is basically just a big game of tug of war which goes on between the two sides of Pisa. I think it'd be really cool to experience this event, and unfortunately we just missed it, which was really annoying. The next 3 on the list take us to Siena, which is home to Europe's greatest medieval square, Piazza del Campo, which you may have seen in films such as James Bond. The tile on the floor is divided into 9 different sections, which represents the different parties who governed Siena at the peak of its glory. Each of the city's districts has a representative horse and jockey that compete to take home the title in the famous Race of the Palio, which takes place every July and August. Just like with the tug of war, we just missed this, which was annoying as it would have been amazing to experience. If you'd like to know more about the tug of war and the Race of the Palio, then make sure you check out my other video of things I wish I knew before travelling to Italy. Staying in the same square for number 6 is Torre de Mangia. This is a tower that you can climb for unbelievable views over Siena. But make sure you purchase your ticket in advance in order to secure your time slot, as we didn't and we couldn't actually go up there. Italy is renowned for its gelato, and La Vecchia is a must try for all the ice cream lovers out there. I mean, who doesn't love an ice cream? I had the mango and coconut, which was unbelievable, so definitely check it out. For the next 4, we're in San Gimignano, which is known as the Manhattan of Tuscany and home to the best gelato in the world, but more on that later. Here we climb Torre Grossa, which is a banging 360 view over the town. It costs €13 and you get to the top by climbing stairs, and there's a ladder at the end. It's definitely worth it, so make sure you check it out. If you don't fancy climbing the Torre Grossa, then the next on the list is Parco della Rocca, which is the next best thing. It's an outside courtyard area which also has a platform with amazing views over the Tuscan landscape. We didn't stay for sunset, but apparently it's amazing here. We're back on gelato for number 10, which is Gelateria Dondoli. This is won awards for the Gelato World Champion on multiple occasions and have loads of flavours to suit every taste bud. I had the mango sticky rice flavour, which was banging, but they also do like weird and wonderful flavours such as Italian Garden, which tasted like a salad. The last on the list for San Gimignano is Taverna di Bibbiano. Now, this hotel is a short drive out of the town, and it has a restaurant that is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and it also has a pool. This is an incredibly romantic setting with breathtaking views over San Gimignano. Me and Beth loved it here, so if you're with your partner, then I would say definitely check it out. We had lunch with a bit of wine tasting, which was really nice, and it was cheap as well. The waitress was also really nice, and she gave us loads of recommendations for the rest of our trip. Moving into Florence now, the birthplace of Gucci, and although this is the capital of Tuscany, it actually used to be the capital of Italy. Now, I bet you didn't know that. At number 12 is its main attraction, the Duomo. This is an incredibly beautiful building in the centre of Florence, which can get very busy, so prepare to queue if you want to go inside. And if you find it admiring from the outside, then Giotto's bell tower has a good view of the Duomo and it's only €6 to go up there. Number 13 is San Lorenzo Market, also known as Mercato Centrale. This is a market in Florence where you can purchase things from leather goods to some amazing pizza and pasta. We just had lunch before going here, so didn't get to eat, but the food looked unbelievable. There's also the lesser known Mercato di Sant'Abrigano if you want to check out something a little more low-key. Number 14 is the Michelangelo Square, which has amazing views over Florence and the Arno River. We got bikes up here, but I don't think the walk would be too bad, and would also be an amazing place for sunset. Or if you fancy a beverage for sunset, then there are two bars that you should check out, which are SESTO and the Arno Rooftop Bar. Ponte Vecchio is at number 15, and this is the first of 3 main bridges built over the River Arno in 1218. The bridge is lined with shops, mostly selling jewellery, and there are some watch shops along here, such as Rolex and AP, if you fancy trying your luck in there. It was cool to walk over here, do some window shopping, and then explore the other side of Florence. Number 16 is the Fontana di Porcellino, and this tale of the boar statue is that if you rub the nose, then you will return to Florence, and if you put a coin in its mouth and it falls into the grate underneath, then you will have good luck. I managed to get the coin to fall into the grate on my 3rd attempt, so I guess it's 3rd time lucky, right? The last 4 must-see things are in Volterra, which is a lesser known and therefore less touristy, but equally beautiful town in Tuscany. Number 17 is Fortezza Medecchia, which was built after Florence conquered Volterra. This fortress is actually a high security prison for criminals serving no less than 7 years, so unfortunately you can't walk around here. It does, however, have a very special restaurant. The restaurant was opened in 2006 as a program that allowed inmates to work as staff, cooking and serving food. We only found out about the restaurant once we were in Volterra, so we weren't able to go as it requires booking in advance. We have heard amazing things about the food, so definitely check it out. Number 18 is kind of 2-in-1, and the first is Acropolis Etrusca and the second is the Roman Theatre. The Acropolis is what remains today of 2 temples from the 3rd and 2nd centuries BC, as well as a Roman cistern from the 1st century BC. The Roman theatre dates back to 1st century AD and can be seen from above at a viewpoint. At number 19 is Piazza di Parma, which is home to the oldest town hall in Tuscany. This is in the main square of Volterra, and there is a viewpoint at the top of the town hall which gives unreal views over the town. One thing to note here is that there is a Volterra card which covers entrance into all the main attractions. It costs €15 and can be used over 3 days, so definitely worth keeping in mind when visiting. To conclude the list of the 20 must-see things in Tuscany is to check out the goods which have been made from the mine alabaster mineral from the nearby hills in Volterra. There are loads of shops selling handmade goods, from lamps to chess sets, so it could be the perfect place to pick up a souvenir. So that's my list of the 20 must-see things in Tuscany, but hold on, as promised, here are a few bonus entries. These are things that we heard are amazing but didn't get a chance to visit. Firstly is the Cinque Terre, which is a collection of 5 charming towns chiselled into the cliff faces of the Tuscan coastline. As well as being the birthplace of pesto, these towns are meant to be absolutely stunning and the perfect place for a hike. Now, you notice that there are not any beaches on this list, and that's because Tuscany isn't really known for it. But if that's what you're after, then Castiglioncello should be on your list. This is a pretty seaside village on the coast of Tuscany with incredible beaches, so ideal if you're looking to go for a dip and get some sand in between your toes. Lastly, and this is the most unexpected one, are the nearby ski resorts. Now, you might associate Tuscany with warm weather and wine tasting, but in the winter, the slopes of Mount Amiata and Abetone become a haven for skiers, snowboarders and hikers looking to enjoy the wintry conditions. So there we have it. There are my top 20 things that you must see in Tuscany. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a good time in Italy. If you think I've missed something or have any other cool recommendations, then please leave a comment below. And are you looking for a more detailed guide of what to do in Florence? Then make sure you check out my other video where we spend a day in Florence, which has loads more recommendations. Check it out here. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video.